Successful people don't work harder than you. They don't have more hours in the day. They're not smarter, more talented, or better connected from birth. But here's what separates them from everyone else, and it's going to make you uncomfortable. They've developed a level of self-worth that you haven't reached yet. They genuinely believe they deserve success. So opportunities that you can't even see are obvious to them. They walk into rooms differently. They speak differently. They make decisions from abundance while you make decisions from fear. This isn't about positive thinking or affirmations or manifestation fantasies. This is about cold, hard reality. Your self-concept determines your income, your relationships, and every result in your life. You have an internal thermostat set to a certain level of success. And whenever you rise above it, you unconsciously sabotage yourself back down. The prison isn't your circumstances. The prison is how you see yourself. And until you break out of that, nothing external will ever change. Success is not something you chase. Success is something you attract by the person you become. This is one of the most important truths you will ever learn, and yet most people spend their entire lives running after success like it's something outside of themselves. They believe if they work harder, hustle longer, or copy the right strategy, success will finally arrive. But here's what they miss. Success doesn't come to those who want it most. Success comes to those who deserve it most. And you deserve success only when you become the kind of person who naturally attracts it. Think about the most successful people you know. They seem to have opportunities fall into their laps. Doors open for them. The right people show up at the right time. Money flows to them more easily. Is it luck? Is it coincidence? No. It's the law of attraction in action. But not the fantasy version you might have heard about. This is the real law of attraction. Like attracts like. Who you are determines what you attract. Your character, your habits, your thinking patterns, your daily behaviors. These create a magnetic force around you that either pulls success toward you or pushes it away. Your outer world is a direct reflection of your inner world. Everything you see around you, your bank account, your relationships, your career position, your health, all of it mirrors what's happening inside your mind and heart. If you want to change your results, you must first change yourself. This is not optional. This is not motivational fluff. This is a fundamental law of life, as reliable as gravity. The quality of your thinking determines the quality of your life. Show me your thoughts, and I'll show you your future. Show me your habits, and I'll show you your destiny. Here's the truth that changes everything. The person you are today created the life you have today, not your circumstances, not your background, not the economy or your boss or your lack of connections. You. Your current results are the perfect reflection of who you've been up until this moment. If you don't like your results, you must change who you are. You must become a different person. And when you change who you are, your results will change automatically, almost miraculously. But here's where most people get stuck. They focus on having instead of becoming. They want the mansion, the car, the bank account, the recognition, but they're not willing to become the person who naturally attracts those things. They want shortcuts without character development. They want the harvest without planting seeds. They look at successful people and try to copy their actions, but they ignore their attitudes. They mimic the surface behaviors but reject the deep internal work. And then they wonder why nothing changes. There's a gap between what you desire and what you deserve. And that gap is filled by personal development. You can want success all you want, but until you deserve it, until you become worthy of it through your character and capabilities, it will elude you. Success has requirements. It demands that you grow. It requires that you develop qualities and characteristics that make you valuable, that make you someone worth investing in, someone worth doing business with, someone worth promoting. This brings us to the most critical concept in all of personal development, your self-concept. Your self-concept is how you see yourself, how you think about yourself, how you describe yourself when nobody's listening. It's your inner self-amuse. And here's what makes this so powerful. Your self-concept controls your performance automatically. You will never outperform your self-imuse for any extended period of time. You might have a lucky break, a temporary win, but eventually you'll sink back to the level consistent with how you see yourself. If you see yourself as someone who struggles with money, you will find ways to struggle with money even when opportunities appear. If you see yourself as unlucky, you'll interpret every situation through that lens and create more bad luck. If you see yourself as unworthy of success, you'll sabotage yourself every time you get close to a breakthrough. Your self-concept acts like a thermostat. When the temperature rises above your setting, you unconsciously bring it back down. When your results exceed your self-image, you'll do something consciously or unconsciously to return to your comfort zone. This is only after, according to, a poor self-concept repels opportunities. When you don't believe you deserve success, you don't notice opportunities when they appear. You don't speak up in meetings. You don't apply for the promotion. You don't start the business. You don't make the call. You stay small because that's what feels safe, what feels consistent with who you think you are. Other people sense this too. They pick up on your energy, your confidence level, your self-belief, and they treat you accordingly. Nobody believes in you more than you believe in yourself. But a rich self-concept, a strong, positive self-image, acts like a powerful magnet for success. When you see yourself as capable, worthy, and valuable, everything shifts. You walk differently, you talk differently, you make different decisions, you take different actions, you spot opportunities that were invisible before, you attract different people, resources flow to you, doors open, things that seem difficult become easier, not because the world changed, but because you changed. You became someone who naturally attracts success. This is where your transformation begins. Not with a new strategy or technique, not with more hustle or grind, but with a fundamental shift in who you are and who you believe yourself to be. You must build yourself into a person who is worthy of the success you desire. You must develop the character, the mindset, the habits, and the qualities that make success inevitable. When you become that person, success stops being something you chase and becomes something that chases you. Now that you understand success is attracted by who you are, the question becomes, what kind of person attracts success? What qualities, what characteristics, what traits act as magnets for opportunity, wealth, achievement, and abundance? The answer is found in character. Your character is your destiny. Build the right character traits and success becomes automatic. Neglect your character and no amount of effort will bring lasting results. There are 7 specific qualities that successful people possess. These aren't mysterious gifts or talents. They're developed abilities, chosen behaviors, deliberate ways of being. And here's the beautiful part. You can develop every single one of them starting today. Each quality you develop makes you more magnetic, more attractive to the success you desire. Let's build these qualities into your character. One by one. The first quality is absolute responsibility. This is the foundation of everything. Successful people take complete ownership of their lives. They accept full responsibility for where they are, what they have, and what they're experiencing. They never blame circumstances, other people, the economy, their parents, their education, or anything else. They say, I am responsible. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. This single attitude shift creates enormous personal power. When you blame others, you give away your power. You become a victim. You wait for circumstances to change, for people to help you, for conditions to improve. But when you take responsibility, you reclaim your power. You stop making excuses. You stop justifying why you haven't achieved what you want. You stop waiting for permission or perfect conditions. You simply ask yourself, what can I do right now to move forward? And then you do it. Responsibility is magnetic because it creates action, and action creates results. Victims repel success because they're waiting for rescue. Responsible people attract success because they're creating it themselves. The second quality is clear vision and purpose. Successful people know exactly what they want. They have written goals. They have clarity. They can describe their ideal life in detail. This clarity acts like a GPS system, guiding every decision and action. When you're clear about where you're going, opportunities appear that move you toward that destination. When you're unclear, you wander aimlessly, and opportunities pass you by unnoticed. Most people have vague wishes, not clear intentions. They say things like, I want to be successful, or I want more money, or I want to be happy. But successful people write down specific, measurable, time-bound goals. They review these goals daily. They visualize their achievement. This clarity creates a magnetic pull. Your mind works constantly to bring your inner vision into outer reality. Give your mind a clear target, and it will find ways to hit it. Purpose gives you pulling power. When you know your why, you'll figure out the how. Clarity doesn't just help you recognize opportunities, it actually creates them. The third quality is continuous learning. Every successful person is a learning person. They read daily, they listen to educational programs, they attend seminars, they seek out mentors. They invest in their knowledge and skills more than anything else. Why? Because in today's economy, knowledge is your greatest competitive advantage. What you earn is directly related to what you learn. Your income can only grow as fast as you grow. Here's a powerful fact. If you read just 1 hour per day in your field, within 3 years, you'll be among the top experts in your profession. Within 5 years, you'll be nationally recognized. Within 7 years, you'll be internationally known. 1 hour per day. That's the price of expertise. Most people won't pay it. They watch television instead. They scroll social media. They waste their minds on entertainment and distraction. You're different. You understand that every book you read, every skill you develop, every piece of knowledge you acquire makes you more valuable, more capable, more magnetic to success. Knowledge compounds like interest. Ignorance is expensive. Learning is the best investment you'll ever make. The fourth quality is persistence and resilience. Success is not a straight line. There will be setbacks, there will be failures, there will be rejection and disappointment and obstacles. The difference between successful people and everyone else is simple. Successful people keep going. They bounce back. They learn from failure instead of being defeated by it. They treat setbacks as temporary, not permanent. Most people quit too soon. They try something, hit resistance, and give up. They interpret failure as a message to stop rather than feedback to adjust. But successful people have a different relationship with adversity. They expect challenges. They prepare for obstacles. When they fall, they get up faster. They understand that persistence is a signal to the universe that you're serious, that you're committed, that you deserve success. Quitters never attract lasting success because they prove through their actions that they're not willing to pay the price. But persistent people become magnets for breakthroughs because they stay in the game long enough for opportunity to find them. The fifth quality is integrity and honesty. Your character is your destiny, and nothing defines character more than integrity. Successful people keep their word. They do what they say they'll do. They honor their commitments. They tell the truth even when it's uncomfortable. Why does this matter? Because trust is the currency of success. People do business with people they trust. Opportunities flow to people with solid reputations. Doors open for people known for their integrity. When you take shortcuts, when you lie, when you break promises, you damage your reputation. And reputation precedes opportunity. Word spreads, people talk. In the age of social media and instant communication, your character is on display constantly. One act of dishonesty can destroy years of work. But consistent integrity builds a reputation that becomes your greatest asset. Integrity attracts integrity. Honest people want to work with honest people. Successful people want to partner with trustworthy people. Build your character and you build your future. The sixth quality is positive expectation. Successful people expect good things to happen. They have an attitude of optimism and positive mental expectation. They believe things will work out. They look for the good in every situation. This isn't naive positive thinking, it's strategic mindset management. Your expectations shape your reality. When you expect success, you notice opportunities. When you expect failure, you notice problems. Both are present all the time. What you focus on expands. Character qualities are essential, but they must be expressed through daily action. Successful people don't just think differently, they act differently. They have specific habits and practices that keep them operating at peak performance. These daily disciplines create the magnetic frequency that attracts success. Let's examine exactly what successful people do each day that unsuccessful people don't. The first hour of your day determines the quality of your entire day. Successful people understand this, which is why they guard their mornings fiercely. They don't wake up and immediately check their phone. They don't start their day reacting to other people's agendas. Instead, they follow a morning ritual that sets their mental, emotional, and physical state for peak performance. Start with visualization. Spend 10 to 15 minutes seeing your goals already accomplished. See yourself living your ideal life in vivid detail. What does it look like? How does it feel? Who are you with? What are you doing? This mental rehearsal programs your subconscious mind and activates your reticular activating system, the part of your brain that filters information and notices opportunities related to your goals. Athletes use visualization to improve performance. Successful business people use it to create their future. You should too. Follow visualization with affirmations. Speak positive statements about yourself and your future in the present tense. I am confident and capable. I am attracting wonderful opportunities. I am becoming more successful every day. This isn't wishful thinking. This is deliberate self-concept programming. Remember, your self-image controls your performance. Affirmations, repeated with emotion and conviction, gradually reshape how you see yourself. As your self-picture improves, your results improve automatically. Review your goals every morning. Read your written goals out loud. This keeps them fresh in your mind and maintains your focus. Most people write goals once and never look at them again. Successful people review their goals daily, sometimes twice daily. This constant reinforcement keeps you oriented toward what matters most. It prevents you from getting distracted by the urgent but unimportant. Goal review creates laser focus, and focus determines income. Add physical exercise to your morning routine. Even 20 minutes of movement changes your physiology and boosts your energy for the entire day. Exercise releases endorphins, increases blood flow to your brain, and raises your overall vibration. Successful people understand that their body is the vehicle for their success. They take care of it. They don't neglect their health for their work. They know that high energy is essential for high performance. When you feel good physically, you think better, decide better, and perform better. The second major practice involves your associations. You become like the 5 people you spend the most time with. This is not theory, this is observable fact. Show me your friends, and I'll show you your future. Your income will be roughly the average of the 5 people closest to you. Your attitudes, habits, health, and success level will mirror those around you. This happens automatically, unconsciously, through constant exposure. If you spend time with negative people, you'll become more negative. If you surround yourself with mediocrity, you'll become mediocre. But if you associate with positive, ambitious, successful people, their attitudes and behaviors will rub off on you. You'll start thinking bigger. You'll raise your standards. You'll adopt better habits. You'll expect more from yourself. Association is one of the most powerful forces shaping your life. This means you must deliberately upgrade your inner circle. Seek out people who are already where you want to be. Find mentors who have accomplished what you want to accomplish. Join groups and organizations where successful people gather. Attend seminars and conferences. Read books by people you admire. Reading is like having a conversation with the author. Distance yourself from energy vampires and dream killers. Not everyone deserves access to you. Protect your mental space. Your associations either lift you or drag you down. There's no neutral ground. Quality relationships attract quality opportunities. Most opportunities come through people, not circumstances. The person you know might introduce you to someone who changes your life. The conversation you have at an event might lead to your next business breakthrough. When you surround yourself with successful people, their networks become available to you. They recommend you. They refer you. They open doors. Success is relationship-driven, and relationships are choice-driven. And H. Tim is choice-driven. The third practice is the law of sowing and reaping. Successful people understand you must give before you receive. They add value wherever they go. They help others succeed. They contribute without expecting immediate return. This isn't altruism, it's smart strategy. What you put out comes back to you multiplied. When you help others get what they want, you get what you want. When you make other people successful, you become successful. This works because of reciprocity. When you give value, people want to return the favor. When you solve problems, people remember you. When you contribute, opportunities flow back. Think of it like a boomerang. What you throw out comes back. Generosity opens doors that money cannot open. Service creates connections that lead to success. Make contribution your strategy and watch how quickly your life transforms. The fourth practice is managing your mental diet. You are what you eat, not just physically, but mentally. Everything you allow into your mind shapes your thinking, and your thinking shapes your results. Successful people are extremely selective about what they expose themselves to. They guard their minds like they guard their bank accounts. And this means limiting news consumption. Most news is negative, sensational, and designed to trigger fear and anxiety. It doesn't help you grow. It doesn't make you better. It just fills your mind with worry about things you can't control. Successful people stay informed without becoming consumed. They check news briefly, then move on. Instead, they feed their minds with positive, educational, inspiring content. They read success literature daily. They listen to educational audio programs while driving or exercising. They watch documentaries that expand their knowledge. They consume content that makes them better. Your mind is your most valuable asset. What you put into it determines what comes out of it. Feed it garbage, and your thinking becomes garbage. Feed it excellence, and your thinking becomes excellent. Understanding these principles is valuable, but understanding without action is worthless. Knowledge without implementation changes nothing. The question now is, how do you actually transform yourself into the person who attracts success? How do you take these concepts and build them into your character? The answer lies in focused, deliberate practice combined with unwavering commitment. Here's a method that works. The 21-day character upgrade. Select one specific quality or habit you want to develop. Just one, not 5, not 10, one. Maybe it's punctuality. Maybe it's positive self-talk. Maybe it's reading for an hour daily. Whatever quality you choose, commit to practicing it deliberately every single day for 21 days straight. Research shows it takes approximately 21 days to form a new habit, to wire a new pattern into your brain during these 21 days. You're not trying to be perfect in every area. You're focusing all your energy on developing this one trait. Track your progress daily. Put a check mark on a calendar every day you successfully practice your chosen behavior. This visual progress creates motivation. Celebrate your small wins. Acknowledge yourself for showing up. After 21 days, this behavior starts becoming automatic. It requires less willpower and conscious effort. It becomes part of who you are. Then you select another quality and repeat the process. Over the course of a year, you can develop 12 to 15 new success habits. Imagine who you'll be 12 months from now if you systematically build one positive trait after another into your character. This is how transformation happens, not through massive overnight changes, but through consistent, small improvements that compound over time. Stack these habits, and you become unstoppable. But before you can build success habits, you must eliminate success repellents. These are the behaviors and patterns that actively push success away from you. Fear is the biggest repellent. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of looking foolish, fear of success itself. Fear paralyzes you. It keeps you stuck in your comfort zone. It prevents you from taking the actions necessary for breakthrough. You must face your fears head on. Do the thing you fear, and the fear disappears. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's action in the presence of fear. Procrastination is another major repellent, putting things off, waiting for perfect conditions, delaying important tasks. This kills momentum and opportunity. Successful people have a bias toward action. They do it now. They understand that conditions will never be perfect. So they start before they're ready. They take imperfect action rather than waiting for perfect circumstances. Procrastination is a habit, and like any habit, it can be replaced. Start practicing immediate action on important tasks and watch how quickly your results improve. Negative self-talk repels success faster than almost anything else. The way you talk to yourself matters enormously. If you constantly criticize yourself, doubt yourself, tell yourself you're not good enough, you create a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your subconscious mind believes what you tell it repeatedly. If you say, I'm terrible with money, your mind will make sure you're terrible with money. If you say, I always mess things up, you'll find ways to mess things up. Change your inner dialogue. Speak to yourself with encouragement, respect, and confidence. Become your own best supporter, not your harshest critic. Your comfort zone is a beautiful prison. It feels safe inside, but it's killing your potential. Everything you want is outside your comfort zone. Growth happens when you stretch beyond what's familiar and comfortable. Successful people deliberately make themselves uncomfortable. They take on challenges that scare them. They put themselves in situations where they might fail. They know that comfort and growth cannot coexist if you're comfortable. You're not growing if you're growing. You're uncomfortable. Choose growth. Excuses and justifications must be eliminated completely. Every excuse you make is a nail in the coffin of your dreams. I don't have time. I don't have money. I don't have connections. I'm too old. I'm too young. The economy is bad. My industry is changing. These are all excuses. And they're all lies you tell yourself to avoid taking responsibility. Successful people don't make excuses. They make progress. They find ways instead of reasons why not. Eliminate excuse making from your vocabulary and your thinking. As you eliminate these repellents and build positive habits, you create momentum. Momentum is magical. In the beginning, change is hard. Starting a new habit requires enormous willpower. But as you persist, something shifts. The actions become easier. Results start appearing. Small wins accumulate. You gain confidence. You build proof that you can change. This creates momentum, and momentum makes everything easier. Think of momentum like a massive flywheel. At first, it takes tremendous effort to get it moving. You push and push with little visible progress. But each push adds to the energy in the system. Eventually, the flywheel starts turning. Then it turns faster. Soon it's spinning with its own power. And maintaining momentum requires far less effort than starting did. Your life works the same way. The hardest part is getting started and pushing through the initial resistance. But once you build momentum, success becomes easier and easier. Consistency beats intensity every time. It's better to work on your goals 30 minutes every day than to work intensely for 8 hours once a week. Daily action compounds. It builds momentum. It creates habits. It produces results that multiply over time. Small actions repeated daily create extraordinary results over months and years. This is how ordinary people achieve extraordinary things, not through massive bursts of effort, but through steady, consistent action in the right direction. You're now at a decision point. Everything you've learned here is useless unless you decide to implement it. Success is a decision, not a destination. You must decide right now that you're going to become the person who attracts success. Not tomorrow, not when conditions are perfect, not when you feel ready. Now. This moment is your moment of power. The past is gone. The future hasn't arrived. All you have is now, and what you do now determines everything.